Okay. Now we're live. Now we are live. What's up, guys? Heart Pirates TCG here with my dog, my buddy, old pal, the Vvtheory
What's up, guys? Vivi and Heart Pirates back with another podcast.
podcast. Let's
That's
go! I
right.
knew you were gonna say podcast on that one
You
too.
knew it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, like we said in our last week's video, we said we want to try one live and see, see if we like it, see if there's something we can do more often. I don't know if we're gonna do every single one live, but we'll do this one live. We'll take some questions if you guys have any questions for us, or just hang out with the chat. But we do have some stuff we want to talk about first. Um, do you want to be the host? You want to kind of bring it up?
Bring it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, we got a few things we're going to talk about. These are usually going to be like little rant sessions where we don't have a script, but we got some ideas to go through.
Yeah, we have
And
some segment ideas, but it's not like we don't have a script. I don't think I
Right.
ever have a script in my videos.
No, I usually at least have checkpoints so I make sure I don't miss anything, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's what I do too with my masterclass videos.
Yeah. But, guys, today, me and Joey both agreed to start off with how do I say this? Dragon Ball Fusion.
Yes.
Just start with that. Yeah.
I'm fucking annoyed with Dragon Ball Fusion, dude. So first off, I've always been a DBZ hater. So that's like I think everyone that knows me deep down knows that I hate Dragon Ball Z. I hate even the Godzilla movies. I fucking hate them because I hate the let's just fight all day all the time, and there's no story. Of course there's a story, but it's not good in my opinion, right? So
Right.
I don't like Dragon Ball Z at all. But I'm even more annoyed that they have a simulator and we don't. An official simulator that
Right.
looks really good, and it has all these UI things and these backgrounds, and I think it looks really
It's
cool.
got a ranking system too, man.
Yeah.
It looks incredible. And real quick, for anyone watching just yet, I know we just got on, but F's in chat, RIP in chat for Akira Toriyama. The person who, created Dragon Ball did pass away as of last week. So,
Yeah.
all things considered. But I'm with you. For me, Dragon Ball Z ended at Frieza Saga. And that's blasphemy to some of the guys who watched Dragon Ball Z, because that was the first 3 episodes or the first 3 seasons. It's
Yeah.
no, that's all I needed.
No,
But
I want to say real quick about I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his name. What was his name again?
Akira Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's super sad. I know he impacted a lot
Devastating.
of people's lives, so
Including One Piece.
I
Yeah.
don't want to roast him at all. I am just not a fan of it, but there's
Right.
no denying that he made a huge impact on millions of people's lives, and obviously created one of the most
Legendary franchise.
yeah,
right?
legendary franchise, one of the most iconic franchises in anime history. So yeah, big shout out to him. I'm sorry that he passed away. That really sucks. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, it really does suck when people that that have changed your life
Yeah.
pass away. For me, I know it's not the same, not nearly as the same, but I thought Juice World, he's one of my favorite artists in the entire world.
Are you talking about the rapper?
Yeah. When he passed away, I was devastated. I was like, damn, I loved
It was
all of his songs too. It was incredible.
it was 3 young guys in a row that died on I can't say the word over YouTube, but 3 guys died in a row. It was Lil Peep, Juice World, and Triple X Tentacion, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of them died within a year of each other or something.
Yeah.
I might be a little off.
I
but you know
think
what
no.
I'm
Well,
saying.
Juice World died I think 3 years ago, but
Was it? Yeah.
I know all of them. A lot of them. A lot of the rappers are dying from overdoses and stuff like that, which really sucks. But
Right.
but yeah, it really sucks. But anyway, back to the
One more
Dragon
thing,
Ball.
though.
Yeah.
One more thing on the Dragon Ball thing, Joey.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, I'm an art teacher. I'm a high school art teacher. And when we got the news that Akira Toriyama passed away, of course that day's art assignment was draw your favorite Dragon Ball character.
Really?
Of course,
Wow.
in memoriam, in honor of course we had to do that.
What a good teacher.
Hey, I try, right? But so back to Dragon Ball, like you're saying, you kind of started it, like you're saying, they already have a sim or whatever that, an app, a client, I don't know what you want to call it, where they can play online. Is it completely free? I don't know all the logistics.
I haven't played it because I don't like Dragon Ball personally, but I've seen
Yeah.
screenshots of it, and I've seen I've seen people talk about it. So real quick, actually, we got a donation from Beams.
Let's go.
He said Heart Pirates TCG and Vvtheory, the collaboration this world needed. Here's some funds for some sleeves. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot to us, man. Oh man, I'm so blessed that I have someone in my corner that I can just count on to come on in these podcasts and just like always have like good things to say, good insight. So I'm blessed to have James in my life, man. I really am.
It's mutual, man. I'm telling you, like it goes both ways for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So about the DBZ or DBS client or something like that. I don't understand why they're like they have the most like one of the most popular franchises of all time right now. Like this game is already like in terms of like popularity is already past Flesh and Blood. It's already past like almost
It's
every single card
crazy,
game that
man.
ever existed. The only card games that have probably been that have been more successful possibly is like Hearthstone, and then obviously you have like the Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering.
The Trinity.
Those are the only four games, and I don't know, I'm not even sure about Hearthstone because Hearthstone's like dying now, but I think Hearthstone
Yeah.
in its prime was probably bigger than what we know what One Piece is
It was
right now.
huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know they have one of the most popular franchises ever, and they're like, you know what, we're not going to support it at all.
Yeah, who cares about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even just that, because remember, they have something special right now. For those who don't know, there was a One Piece trading card game years ago.
I
And guess
actually
what?
didn't know that.
Oh, there was, man, and it flopped because it wasn't done well. It wasn't done correctly. I mean, some people might watch. There's gonna be someone who's gonna be like, "No, it was a great game." You don't know. It's true. I did not.
Is
play
it like was it
but
like the Naruto
floundered.
card game, or is more like collectible?
Yes,
You know?
exactly. And you could tell the quality was not there. And it is what it is, right? Card games go through evolutions. For those who don't know about Dragon Ball Super, now we're on Dragon Ball Fusion, right? Dragon Ball Z, or excuse me, I always call it that out of habit. Dragon Ball, the TCG, has been around for actually 20 something years.
Really?
And not Dragon Ball Super. I'm talking about the original Dragon Ball card game, TCG. And like it's been around almost as long as Pokemon, I think. It's been around for that long. But it died. They resurrected as something else that's better. Then it dies, and then they slightly get better and better, and now they have something pretty decent with Super Infusion.
I've just heard a lot of people about that about DBS. Like a lot of people did not like that they had to make basically a whole new card game to like fix the problems. So it's
I agree with that.
to me,
Yeah.
it really concerns me that and then David said, "Look at these nerds." It really concerns me that that Dragon Ball got an extra game instead of just like fixing the game it already has. Because now I'm worried that like what if like they like butt fuck One Piece and then they have to like
do the
make
same
One
thing.
Piece 2, you know, like
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no, no.
want that. I don't want that at
That's-
all.
If that happens, I'm out. I have to say, like, if that happened, if I'm not out, then I will be like far sidelines, just someone who follows the game like I will no longer be a player. I will just be a spectator at that point.
Yeah, I think so. Cause like the thing is like this game is still so very easy to fix. Like it's not broken
Oh, yeah.
by any means. It's
No,
not
no, no,
broken
no.
at all.
No.
It's Beam said don't say that. No, we know him. We know who Phantom Dark is, by the way. Beams. He's good. He's a bigger nerd than we are, so you know he's just he's projecting. But yeah, what was I gonna say? What was I just saying?
We were talking about if they have to go One Piece 2.
Okay, One Piece 2, yeah. So this game is not broken at all. It's actually in a pretty healthy state, obviously, besides like the triggers and whatnot. But
Yep.
you know, if they feel the need to break the game to make another game, then yeah, I'm completely done with that because they've had every opportunity to listen to like content creators' feedbacks. Of course, you don't take everything we say seriously, but
Sure.
if like 100,000 people are bitching about like certain things, I mean, shouldn't you fix it? You know, don't you think?
Yeah, and I think I understand that they want to be cautious because remember how it was received when they kind of I think we think they kind of listened to us for the Edward Newgate ban, and that after the ban though that was not a well received ban. Remember that with not OB0 4.5. I'm talking about where they just restricted Newgate down to 1 and did a few things around that.
Oh yeah, they definitely heard us bitching about it for sure.
Yeah,
But they did it so late.
Right. So it's like, oh, we tried to appeal to them and they still complained. It's like, good. Hopefully they learned their lesson. They need to not just listen to anything people say, only what a few people say. But I don't know. How do you get in that elite group of like, listen to me, but not him, you know?
I think if you are a service industry, like this game is technically a service industry. Like it is if we do not as the consumer buy their product, then the game instantly dies. So if enough consumers like are complaining about something, right, whether it be triggers, whether it be Sakazuki being unfair, whether it being by
Product
Red being
supply.
product supply. Of course, you have to like take into account like the mass group of people, because like 100,000. I'm not saying that there's 100,000 people complaining about triggers or whatever, but I know there's a lot of people complaining about triggers, and if there's enough people complaining about something, I think you should do your best to actually listen to them, and hopefully they don't get to the point where they just like make another game. But I really do think, as good as Batsu has done of a job, creating a free simulator and like obviously like supporting it and making sure it's like good to go for the new set. He's done a great job on that. Him and I might have our differences, offline, whatever, it doesn't matter. But he's done a great job doing that, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand how one guy, I think he has like possibly like a couple people helping him now, like supporting him. But even the case, a small team, if not one guy, can make a simulator, and the people at Bandai have not made a simulator for a game 50 times 50 times the popularity. Like I just don't understand what's going on with that.
It has to be their biggest game. Like, there's no doubt. And like, I've got this theory of what they're going to do, Joey. Like going forward, I think they will eventually catch us up with the East. But hear me out. Not until they can fix the product supply demand issue. Like, because think about it. How could they catch us up right now? They can't even catch us up with the set we're on. Like they're, like I would say they're like, they would have to sell something close to like 300% more product than what they're selling right now to start getting it back on the shelf. And for those who don't understand what I'm saying, 300% is a massive amount more because they're already printing at a huge rate. But people are having to oversell some of these packs. Did I tell you what I paid for my box, Joey? Freaking $180 at a local gaming store for my box.
Let me interrupt you there.
Yeah.
I asked. By the way, if you want to go to Java on tomorrow to playtest some OPO6, I had basically my Perona deck built. Me and Sean were gonna play. But anyway, I asked Sebastian and Preston if they wanted to play too. And they were like, we're going to go get boxes from Casual, and then we might meet you there if we have time. And I'm like, oh, can you get me a box? They said they're $200. I said, never mind, bro. I'm not paying fucking $200 to get 2 all art cards that are worth $62. Like, I'm not doing that. Plus, they're like, oh, I'll buy it at 85% TCG. So that $62 in cards is really like, I mean, I'm not good at math. Way it's like, what, $51 or something like that?
Too much. That's how much it is. Yeah, I can't even think. Like, that's crazy. Local gaming stores selling product for $200. And like, one of the videos I did you see my video, Joey, where I was complaining about the pre-release?
Real quick, we have a comment from Dustpan saying apparently some data miners found a code for Dawn in the Fusion World client. So apparently maybe the Fusion World client is going to turn into the Bandai client for Dragon Ball and One Piece.
That could very easily happen.
Yeah,
that could very, very easily happen, because I mean, they have the program now. You just interact, because isn't Dragon Ball Fusion literally just One Piece with different number values?
Oh, I don't know. I heard it was literally like One Piece and like Digimon basically like had a baby basically. That's what I heard it was.
That's weird. Because the one thing I don't like about Dragon Ball, and I'll never like it unless something's changed. And I haven't even looked at Dragon Ball Fusion, but Dragon Ball Super had where, okay, you know how we have the Dawn system in One Piece?
Yeah.
Well, in Dragon Ball, you literally play a card like upside down from your hand as a resource.
David said there's no Digimon in it.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
So it's just, I guess it's just old Dragon Ball and then new One Piece and then like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know.
I can't even afford that. Like, I'm not buying a $200. Like, I'm going to like 3 different regionals over the next couple months, and like that's all the money I have extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have like infinite amounts of money to buy $700 in boxes to then get, the cards I need and then fly to these 3 different regionals or, however I'm going to get there. That's like $2,000, dude. Like, I think One Piece is definitely an IP made more so for like adults, because like, I think the demographics, like, I don't know if you check your YouTube demographics, but mine are all like 25 to 34. Like, that's like my main demographic. So like, it's made for adults, but what adult has like $2,000 to spend on like, on like flights, trips, hotel? I mean, luckily, like the website we have out is going to get us discounts on that, but still, dude, like, it's expensive, bro. It's so expensive. I can't imagine actually, spending $200 on a box. Like, I've done it before and I've regretted it every single time. And like ever since set 3, I was like, I'm never buying a box for more than 130 again, ever.
This was my last time. This was the first time I ever bought a box at 180, and I was like, I almost said no, but I just wanted some cards. You know what I mean? How bad does it feel when you go to a pre-release and you can't get any cards like that? that was something I ranted and raved about on that video we were just
You
I was
know,
just talking about.
Yuki, Leo. He
Yuki.
goes cool stuff on Friday. He's a cool guy.
Um,
Cool guy. Anyway,
yeah.
I traded for some Ryumas. Bro, I literally had to trade for like rares. I had to trade for like Ryumas. I had to trade for like the little like Germa cards. Like I'm legitimately like I asked someone on Discord if they have 4 of the Anubes, the common dog. Like
Common dog.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually bro, it's so wild, bro.
Yeah, and that's I have to say, man, that's not a good thing for the game where we're at right now. Like here I was being optimistic at the beginning of the beginning of the year, you know,
Yeah.
when we all kind of did our 2024 expectations video. And not only did it like you'd expect, like, okay, well, it got a little better this time. No, it literally got worse.
Yeah,
So what's the deal?
the comments are saying a couple people in the comments saying that you could basically buy for the price of a box, you can buy a playset of all the super rares.
So yeah, so why even buy the box?
Yeah, why would I buy the box? No, that's exactly right. Like it's getting to the point where boxes are just like, bro, it's just content because it's so financially irresponsible that if you're not making ad revenue or like donations for like opening the box, bro, you're not getting shit, bro. Like you're losing money, straight up.
Yeah, that's how it felt too. Because it was also $35 for the pre-release. So I'm like, okay, $180 here, $35 here. I'm $250 out. you know, And what did I get? I think I got my alt art was Hiyori. I got the alt art Hiyori and Sanji, the secret Sanji.
Yeah,
That's it.
Staggle said gamble for the manga. That's literally what it is. It's gamble. And you know what's
That's
crazy?
true.
It's literally what you know what it is also is Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just talking about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Does this too, is like when you gamble for the manga, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! You gamble for like the Starlight or like the one secret rare that's worth like $100 and everything else is like pennies on the dollar compared to what you paid for the box. I don't want to get to that territory, bro. That is not that's not the business I want to be in, bro.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
The only way I'll ever buy a box in the future, like for that much money, is if it was literally like if I was like opening up on stream and I got like ad revenue or donations or something like that, because that dude, that's way too expensive, bro. That's way too expensive.
Yeah, that's something they have to. But okay, do you think they will cover that by EB01? Because like right now we're in OP06. The next set that will come out is a little mini set called EB01, and then OP07 for us. And this is all months away, right? Like a month and a half
Well,
away.
EB01 is only a month away. I highly doubt they're going to fix it by then. I think they might fix it by set 7, but they're not going to fix the supply for set 7. I heard they're going to just reprint the boxes of the past, and then they'll fix the back order demand. But I don't know about the future demand, because I think I told you this in our last video, but they have to order, or no, I think I said this on Discord, but they have to order a couple sets in ahead at once, right? So like when you're like stores, whenever they're buying product, they have to buy a certain amount of boxes for set 5, 6, and 7 as a collective, right?
Right.
But when Bandai, when their production, they have to do the same thing. Like they have to print, let's say like 8 months ago they made the decision, okay, we're gonna get 100,000 boxes of 5, 6, and 7. Like I don't think that they're gonna be able to like fix that unless like they get charged like a heavy premium. Which, I mean, some of these companies are pretty greedy, bro. I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah, and I think it's going to hurt the growth of the game. Like that's my biggest concern. Like, okay, we already have the players that are like hooked in the game, right? Like me, you, a lot of players that are locals. We have the players who are hooked. But what's happening is the players who are like, midway into it or like trying to get into it, or the brand new players who just want to get into it, period. They see these prices. They see the demand. I mean, it's not even just prices. You just can't get the product anywhere. You have to buy it off TCG Player or if local friends that have it. And then they're just like, oh, well, then I'm not going to do this. Like, why would I get into this? There's no incentive for me.
No, not at all. But let's stop yapping about that. I guess we can start. Let's actually segment into what we were talking about. Is you brought up an interesting point. Is like, why would I play in person when I can just play like online, like via like simulator or something like that? Now I don't think that's obviously the right call, because one, the simulator doesn't have price support. Until our website drops, I keep hinting our website, I keep edging you guys, but
you got to talk about that.
Yeah, it's getting uploaded. Our developer had an emergency, so I couldn't meet with him today, but we're gonna meet tomorrow, and then it takes like about a week to upload. And then next week our website will be out, and we will have official tournaments. We're gonna have a webcam one, and we're gonna have a simulator one. But most people don't really have like high level sim tournaments, right? Now,
Sure.
you know, if we wanted to, like, obviously, if we'd have to charge a lot more for this, but you know, our website could be one of the first tournament or first places to offer like high value rewards for a sim tournament, right? Like if everyone puts in $30, then obviously we can do like what we did in the Pirate Cup tournament, right? Where, you know, first place gets like $1,000, second place gets, you know, whatever it is. And
That
that's,
was so much fun too.
yeah, and that was really fun to stream too. So that's really cool. But everywhere else doesn't really have something like that. So it's almost like, and like, it's almost like if you play on the simulator, it's like you're not getting one, the social kind of what is it? The social benefits.
Yeah, and you take all the physicality out of it, right? Because even though it's not a physical like sport, you're still touching cards, you're doing the shuffling, you're doing the, you know, all that. What's that?
He said, Burrow Man said, "Oh man, shameless sellout that they're all going to support." Nah, man, it's just, bro, I'm telling you, like, even if this was not my website, I would still like shout it out because it's like, dude, the amount of care our developers put into this website, it looks so good. And like, dude, like the developers themselves are fans of One Piece, so like they wanted to like be proud of something, you know, like usually they make like boring ass like bank websites or something like that. Like this is like their chance to make something like really cool about like stuff that they're like passionate about. So yeah, like I'm just so proud of like how the website turned out. But yeah, so I will say that one, if you play on the simulator, you don't get the social features that you get in person. Obviously, like it feels different like holding the cards. I feel like I can like get a better feel of the game. And that's just me personally. And also, I just feel like the Sim's kind of boring. You know, it's like you're playing against like a robot, basically. It was like, I don't know about you. We never really talked about this, but like whenever you played video games, you ever play Black Ops 1 or just Black Ops? Do you ever play zombies?
No, I'm not a zombies guy. I
Me
love Black
either.
Ops.
I
love Black
hate
Ops.
zombies, bro, because I hate playing against computers. Playing against computers is so boring, bro. Especially because it's like
It's
for,
cringe.
for me, like it's not. I wouldn't say it's cringe because like it has like everyone like has different tastes. But for me, like playing against computers is boring. Right? I've always liked playing against somebody online and like
Yeah,
outsmarting them or outskilling them or something like that. And whenever I play on the simulator, it literally feels like some of these people are drones, like straight up. So it's like
they probably are, dude.
that's why I don't really like playing on the sim, and that's why I don't really stream that much either, because it's just like I don't like playing on it. You know, like I'll make videos on the sim because obviously I need to for, you know, cards I don't have yet or like future videos. But other than that, like that's why I don't stream that much on simulator because I just don't find it very fun.
So here's my one argument for the sim, especially if I'm one of the new guys we were talking about, the people that were trying to get into the game. You don't have to spend a single dollar. Like, yeah, there's no prize support, but you don't have to spend one penny, and you have every card at your disposal, and you play whatever you want to in the comfort of your own home. Does it get boring? Sure, it even gets boring for someone like me who does. I do enjoy that, but I will always prefer playing in person over playing on a sim.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Playing in person now, number one, I won't even get into the commute. You know, like me and you both have to drive like 40 minutes away to any tournament in town, other than cool stuff.
Yeah,
right?
other than
It's
cool
so
stuff.
annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, so other than that, we're driving like 30, 40 minutes away. It's like, okay, so now I'm wasting like my if I win, it won't even pay for my gas plus my entry. It's just so annoying. And what are you going to win? Store credit now?
Yeah. So the thing is, like, like I always, whenever stores have packs, I usually prioritize going to those stores. Like I was going to Counterspell pretty much all the time whenever they had like packs. But once you started getting store credit, I was like, I'm driving an hour with traffic to get to a store where, like, you know, I mean, I don't want to be cocky, but I'm probably gonna win or get like second, right? Or like, you know, top four at the very least. Because like I'm just obviously one of the best players in our city. And for me, it's just
Well,
not.
and you're playing to win. Like,
Yeah.
you're bringing a meta deck. I'm bringing some jank.
I mean, sometimes if I'm, you know,
Yeah, if you're playing like Ace or something, I know.
yeah.
I've seen you play off meta, but generally speaking, you normally have like a either like a top tier deck or you have something that's like highly competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that I
I'm coming
usually
with
like
black
playing.
yellow.
Yeah,
Fuck freaking you know, almost busted the F bomb out on stream. That'd have been a first
you,
for everybody
you
here.
can honestly. It doesn't really matter to me.
But you know me, man. I'm coming with like a black yellow Linland deck, or I'm coming with some crazy jank. You know, I'm coming with black Sakazuki, like mono black starter Sakazuki.
You remember when you played Dressrosa Lucci? I was like, bro,
Oh
stop.
yeah, yeah.
Stop it
Dude,
right now.
Mark brought it the next week and did better than I did. He modified the list and made a slightly better one. But you're right, man.
He
That
ran
was
into me when I was playing Blue Croc, and he was like, "This is not this is
But
not
yeah,
the
that
matchup."
deck was insane. Yeah, the Blue Croc was actually absolutely meta. It was a sleeper in the format.
Oh, they said Venpick said you would like fighting games. I love fighting games. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I was very I wouldn't say I was like like a professional fighting game player, but I was just under that tier of with Naruto Storm 3. Storm Generations and Storm 3 and Soul Calibur 5. I was
Soul
so
Calibur was awesome.
Bro, I was legit like competing in like online tournaments, and I've won a couple.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what like how much money you have to win to be like consider yourself like a professional gamer or something like that. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like I do love fighting games, and I want to read some of these comments real quick.
Yeah.
So they said Beam said I can't stack my cards in on the simulator, so I'm out. So yeah, that's facts, bro. You know what I've seen? I've seen someone get busted because they have like these like glasses that can see like certain things. I don't know, it's like a liquid or something like that. And if you rub it on your cards, you can like write out like what card is what, basically. Does that make sense? Like your glasses can see like a tint that your normal eyes can't see, and when you rub this material on the cards, you can literally mark the cards. I've seen people do that. Yeah.
I like that.
Vvtheory, when are you gonna start watching / reading One Piece?
Whoa, reading's crazy, bro. Reading's crazy. I'm an artist, so I have to watch it. There's no way I can read anything. I'm too smooth brained to start reading.
You can't, like, once you finish the manga or the anime, you have to just like read the manga, because like I just can't
binge it.
Yeah, because like I was like you, like I never wanted to read the manga because I can't visualize it. But once I got through, I literally, bro, like I finished the manga when it stopped production. Whole Cake Island. They took a huge break after Whole Cake Island, and I was like, bro, I'm like 100 chapters behind. Like I gotta figure out what's gonna happen next. So I started reading it and reading it and reading it, and literally the last like 6 or 7 years I've like read it. And like I'm not the person to do that, but you know, once you officially catch up, you know, like reading one chapter a week it's not bad. I promise.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever read it. I'm gonna be honest, but I will whenever it's like, I don't know. How do I say it? I don't know, maybe episode 1200. Maybe then I'll start watching through it, because
they're on Egghead right now, Egghead Island.
So yeah. I have seen some of the spoilers and stuff just on random discords and whatnot. But like for me, I'm the kind of person where I will get the streaming service. I will have a 2x on there, and I'll be on one. I think it's called One Pace. Have you seen what I'm talking about? One Pace.
Yeah.
Where just, like, it skips
Alessandra
all the
told me
intros.
about that.
Bro, I will get on there whenever it's time, and I will 2x speed that thing. I will get a modifier from my whatever it's called, my viewer, and go 2x speed it, and I will be done with One Piece. We'll say like 1 month. I'll watch the whole thing.
No, you can't do that, because if you do that, you have to watch the dub, which the dub is awful. Do not watch the dub.
What do you mean?
Because like you can't read that. Like you can't if you're on 2x speed, you can't read that fast.
What's wrong with the dub?
The dub.
I've heard people talk
Guys,
about
this dude is not a real friggin' anime fan, bro.
Guys, I'm telling you, people hate on, like, I saw there was a big thing asking about, all right, we're going over to Bleach for a second, okay? They were saying, like, all right, which one sounds better? Like, you know, the little Instagram reels where it does the comparison. And there was the Japanese version of Bankai, and then the English version. English version's just better.
Oh my, that's such an American thing to say, bro. That's such an American. No, okay. So I don't hate certain dubs. Like when I first watched Naruto, I watched it in dub because it was on Toonami at night.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, bro, that just shows how old I am, right? Toonami. But I will tell you, bro. I have my roommate watches One Piece on dub, and the voices for these characters are fucking atrocious, bro. Zoro has the worst. Zoro and Chopper and Luffy are the most Bro, I literally want to gouge my ears out just listening to them talk, bro. I can't stand listening to Chopper. Bro, I want to fucking shoot the TV, dude. God, it's so, bro, I hate the dub. But I do like how some animes are actually made in English as their primary language. Like, I've said this all the time, but Castlevania, the original, not Nocturnal, because that shit is trash. The original Castlevania on Netflix is one made for English, one of the best animes of all time. It is that good, and it's in dub. So I don't hate that. I don't hate the Naruto dub. I think I'm watching. No, I'm not watching Jujutsu Kaisen on dub. I think I'm reading it.
Dude, I talk to my students all the time. They're like, Mr. Leak, when are you gonna watch Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, this? I'm like, probably soon, man. It's like never gonna happen.
Bro, I
I'm
just
like,
started
soon.
watching Jujutsu Kaisen because I had a roommate when I was in the army who loved Jujutsu Kaisen, but I fucking hated him. So I was
I'm
like,
too far behind
I
for
was like,
that,
if
man.
this guy likes it, then I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
Sebastian
Oh,
and
yeah,
Preston have been like, just basically like, are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it? I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. So I finally started watching it. Let's read some of these comments now too.
Yeah, they're probably blowing up on us.
I saw one earlier that was funny that I don't want to skip. Oh yeah, it was Dustpan. He said, I'm playing everyone and telling them to take their glasses off. Play blind, about to get skill checked by some I can't even see. Yeah. So like, yeah, no, straight up like the UV lights that you could see with certain glasses. I've seen people cheat with those on online tournaments. I think there was a Flesh and Blood scandal about that recently. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see what else comments we got. Dubs can be good, but Wano subbed is next level goated. Okay, I haven't seen Wano sub, so I don't. Oh, Wano subbed. Yeah. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've seen. I've been telling myself I need to see Wano, the anime, because I've read Wano. I didn't watch Wano, and I think I'd appreciate it more if I watched it. Um, Juan said, take my ass back." Yep. Caleb said, "I had a sub versus dub argument at pre-release, and people were swearing by dub." And I just wouldn't even listen to anything. I mean, bro, like some people do swear by I will say, bro, it's a bigger rivalry than like Democrats versus Republicans. Like dub versus sub, bro, like straight up can cause a civil war.
So, I mean, really, it's just like, I don't even think it's a matter of preference. I think it's a matter of personality type. Because like for me, I'm like, I don't want to read all this crap, dude. I want to watch the scene, you know. Especially being an artist, I want to watch what's happening because I can hear what they're saying, and voices don't really bother me, you know. Working with kids, man, I hear these loud, high-pitched, obnoxious voices 24/7. They're all horrible to me, you know. And it's just like, I mean, the kids are good. I'm saying voices, like voices to me are just a method of communication.
Yeah.
I want to see everything. I'm analyzing every single frame.
You know what's funny is like, so I'm a sub guy myself, and like I always love the argument of like,
that didn't sound. Pause.
oh yeah, pause. I watch sub, right? I watch sub. And I always think like the people that make fun of people for watching sub, like our response is like, bro, just admit you can't read very fast. Because if you can't read fast, you're not gonna watch the sub, bro.
That's me too, man. I won't deny that.
It's like like tell me your reading level and I'll tell you what type of anime you watch.
For real, I'm a slow reader, man. I'm like, rewind. Like it would already take me like 10 years to watch that entire thing. It'd take me actually 20 to go back and watch all of it and actually read everything. It's true.
Bro, I'll tell you, it takes me like an hour to read like one chapter because I like have to like squint and like see what's going on, and I'm like, okay, yeah. who's fighting, and like it's all black and white, so like I hate watching fights in black and white because I'm just like, bro, like what's going on? Like I don't know. Like if it wasn't for like the pow, like I wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
The onomatopoeias, bro.
Yeah.
Coming in clutch.
Straight up.
What's going on. Yeah, okay. If I don't know how far I'll get into this, but like, I know we've talked about this one time about like, you know, how cool it would be to make our own like anime or manga kind of thing. Like you have your ideas, I have my own ideas. And if I
mine's coming out soon, bro. I'm telling you, mine's coming out soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And for me, man, mine would be black and white. I'm not gonna lie. I think mine would be like very, very devoid of color, very like straightforward. What would you call it? Like bare bones. You know what I mean?
So
it's like a style to me.
If I like what I envision, and obviously the manga would have to come out much slower than it normally would. Like, cause you know, there's like usually like one manga every week or every other week or something like that if they take a break.
Yeah.
If I made a manga, I'd really like it to be in color, like every chapter to be in color, because like as a person that doesn't really like reading the black and white like color spread, like sure. I appreciate when Oda does put a color spread in there because it really like brings the scene to life, right? Like I don't know if you've seen this scene or not, but Naruto, when Naruto was fighting Pain, one of the panels was so beautiful. It was like pain above like this whole city, and like the whole city was like just like crumbling, and it was like a really beautiful like scene. But like
Mm.
the black and white didn't do it justice. They did a color spread. I saw a color spread of that scene, and it
Yeah.
it literally like took my appreciation for that scene like to like another level. So like if I ever have like when my anime comes out or my manga comes out, I would like it to be in color because I think it'll just like bring things to life in a way that, you know, black and white just doesn't. The reason I think they do black and white is because it probably would take too long, you
That's
know,
it.
to
It's a
release.
budget. It's a budget issue. You know what I mean? Because you'll have one person doing the drawing, you have another person doing the coloring.
No,
You know,
okay. So Dustpan said it's called a comic. No, 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 no. I don't know the difference between a comic and a manga. Even though I think comics obviously are mostly, you know, color, but like my
aren't
manga.
mangas larger?
That's what
Mangas are like a bigger read or something.
that's what I'm saying. Like mine's gonna be like a very big like world where it's like a longer thing. Like comics are just like
Well, even like
I don't know. I'm not gonna get in that conversation because I don't really know much about it to say yes or no.
the only understanding I have of it is like a manga is like usually like a few chapters combined where it's like a small book. Whereas a comic is just like basically one chapter. You know, it's well, I don't. That's not. Someone's gonna kill me for that, but you know what I mean. It's like a very small book usually with a comic.
Yeah.
Then there's graphic novels. Graphic novels are like a whole nother category.
Yeah,
But
I just prefer to be a what is it? What do they call it? Mangaka? Mangaka?
yeah, mangaka. Yeah, I
Yeah.
always said mangekyo like a Sharingan. I was
Yeah.
butchered that, but yeah, mangaka or how do you say it? Yeah, we westernized it, but they know what we're talking about.
What's next on our conversation topic?
Okay, let me put my glasses on. Here we
Mangaka.
go.
Yeah. Okay, we're right. Mangaka. Yeah.
Yeah.
While you're reading that, I'm gonna respond to the chat. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah, I don't know the difference. Like I said, I don't know the difference between like comic books and manga, but like the style that my manga is written feels like it's more in tune with a manga than it is obviously a comic, because comics, with the ones I've read, don't read like mangas. So that's why I'm gonna call mine a manga, not a graphic novel or a comic. So that's, who knows? I don't know. All right, what's
Yeah.
up?
Okay, so just forgot it. So it was basically we covered most of the stuff I had in there, like in that one big rant we had about prices, future of the game. This one I think is a good one. What should people do who want to play on Friday but they don't have their OP06 cards? You know, like do we just run Sakazuki? Are we just going to Nell? Are we just going? You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Because I
think
play
if you
Gecko, you know,
if you
but I don't
have
have it.
so me, like I have Sakazuki built.
Yeah, same.
I straight up think that like an OP05 Sakazuki would probably still beat like half of the decks in the format. So like if your tournament you're going to as prize support, if you run Sakazuki for like 4 straight weeks, I think you'll have every card you need to like, you know, if you win prizes, I think you'll be able to earn all the cards that you pretty much need through prize support. But like you said, I don't like not having the cards on release. So I have a version of Gecko Moria that I'm thinking about running. Actually,
Because it's a lot of Navy if you run it a certain way.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like I have pretty much every card for Gecko Moria, the version that I'm running. I just need like some commons and Perona and, you know, Absalom and stuff like that. So like,
Right.
you know, and a lot of those are commons, you know. But I don't know. Luckily, most of like the cards that we get are not really too expensive. Like if you want to play Reiju, you could probably buy the whole deck for like $60, right? If you want to play Gecko Moria, as long as you have like the Sakazuki stuff that you had last, or I'm sorry, from set 5, half of Gecko Moria is Navy, right? So like you could just pick up some commons or like uncommons and a couple super rares with Corona and Gecko, and you should be fine. But I don't know. What are you thinking about doing? Are you gonna play Sakazuki?
Well, and I was going to say, not to mention, Sakazuki is still legal for us in the West, guys. For anyone who might be wondering, we still have Sakazuki, we still have Great Eruption, we still have all that good stuff for Navy. So me personally, I'm probably going to go Navy, yeah, for the first week, because I have one Gecko Moria. I'll just like throw it in there somewhere, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I have like, you know, that's Sakazuki, right? I don't know if I got any Tashigis, the Blue Searcher Tashigis, but if I get any of those, I'll toss those in and I'll just call it a day.
Can we talk real quick, guys? I'm not gonna make a video about this, but I've been talking. This is a conversation topic. I actually want to get everyone in the chat's opinion on this.
Let's hear it.
Everyone that plays Sakazuki, do you guys like the Blue Tashigi Searcher? Because I fucking hate it. I only
No.
play 2 in my deck because it bottom decks all of my good shit. It bottom decks Rebecca, it bottom decks Lucci, it bottom decks Hina, it bottom decks, all my, like my 2K counters. I kind of hate playing that card. Like I played 4 brand new 2 of the Tashigi searchers. What do you think? What do you guys what do you think? And then obviously we'll read the comments.
So I think like I saw some lists only running 3, and I think I saw one list running 2 over in the West, or excuse me, over in the East. Over in the East,
I'm playing 2. Yeah.
Yeah, where because you want it a little bit for consistency's sake.
Yeah.
Especially like you're saying, if you already have a Rebecca in hand or a Gecko Moria in hand, okay, I'm pretty safe to just throw this. You know what I mean? Like, and at least I'll definitely get something out of it, right? I mean, the chances of you whiffing on a top 5 search in the current Sakazuki deck,
it's like impossible.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it's like crazy. But I think it'll be good as a 2 or 3 of max. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's one of those cards where it's like, was this even necessary for Navy? Like, why did they?
I really think, like, low key, if you guys want to save space, I think you can just cut the card entirely.
Not even run it.
Like it might sound like a hot take that's gonna go up on Reddit, and they're gonna be like, "Heart Pirate said something stupid," bro. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like at this point, like the people that think that like I don't know what I'm talking about just obviously aren't good at the game. It's like I've had so many people reach out to me that are like national like people that like got top cut at nationals. I've had people that reached out to me that have like won regionals, won treasure cups, and like they're like, yeah, bro, like you're spot on. Like most, like 99% of your takes are like pretty good. So like the people in the comments that like say that like it's stupid, I'm like, bro, like who are you? Like who are you to say this? Like it's just like a random person on the internet. That being said, I really think that card might actually be overkill, like you said. Like is it worth running at all? Especially
incredible
because brand new's so good, and like you already have like so many cards that you're including into the deck. Like, what are you cutting for it? Like for example, you're adding 4 Gecko Morias, you're adding 2 of the 2-cost event. What are you cutting for the searcher?
And a lot of people are going to answer incorrectly. I think they're going to be like, "Oh, Kuzan." It's like, bro, Kuzan can be gas at times. I know you've had your problems with Kuzan, Joey.
I like it better when Gecko now. Well, like if you have Gecko in the deck,
yeah.
It's better with Gecko. Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
But before, I think it wasn't good.
Well, it's gonna eat removal. Like 99.999% of the time, it's gonna eat removal. But okay, I will say if it sticks, that's GG. You're gonna KO anything next turn or bottom deck it with Houndblaze. Yeah. But it already replaces itself and it eats a card out of their hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Tashigi, same idea. If they want to bottom deck that, okay.
It's great in the Sakamura. I've never denied Kuzan was great in the Sakamura, and it was semi decent into yellow. Everything else, I feel like, damn, this shit is not that good. But yeah, Sakamura. Obviously, that's why people at Worlds played it, because if you like, it was 99% Sakamura. So, Byron said, bro won locals and disagreed with you. Bro, facts. Like straight up, bro, there was this guy in the comments talking about like, oh man, the other day it was so funny. He was like, you are just the most stupid person on the internet. And I was like, bro, you gotta have like 10 cereal shanks with like how many like cereal cards, like with how much you've been talking shit. And he goes, where I'm from, we don't have a lot of big tournaments. So I'm like, okay, but how many like tops do you have? And he was like, well, we don't have a lot. I'm like, exactly, bro. Like you don't. Like people that, oh man, do you get those people in your comments, James?
I definitely did at first. Like when I was like approaching 1,000 subs, like I literally had people saying like, who are you to even give these opinions? I'm like, dude, if you don't want them, just go away.
Yeah.
Like I'm someone like, I'm not as competitive. I don't go to as many, tournaments. I'll be going to Kissimmee.
Well, you've never been to any big tournament.
No, I don't have the time to it. I got 2 kids, got the full-time job, but I'll be going to Kissimmee. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you want to know like my experience, it's like, guys, I've been doing this for 15 years or whatever it's been. It's like I have experience at least in a local sense for sure, and playing against good players. I mean, like our local
it's the same
is sweaty.
It's the same with Sean. I told Sean the other Sean, before the Treasure Cup came up where him and I both topped. I was like Sean was always a person that gave me like trouble, right? I mean, I wouldn't say like trouble, but like we would go back and forth. And I was like, I know the kind of player that I am. And if you are like consistently like dice rolling, like, 1 week you win, 1 week I win, and like it's like back and forth, you are good enough to get into the top cut of a tournament. But he never played in one before because he has kids, right? Same with Mark. Mark is someone that I hold in a high regard. I think he's really good at the game, but he doesn't play.
He's a judge.
Yeah, he's a judge. He doesn't play a lot in the big tournaments. But our locals, bro, like has like straight up like it might not have like on paper like people that like topped in a Treasure Cup or regional, but like they're people that like legit can give all of us issues. Like anyone on the top ranked simulator, like they can win any of those games. And
Absolutely.
but they just don't have time to play it. And like that's totally okay. Like you can tell somebody's good at the game without like them having like a major accomplishment, like because they just never played in it. You know what I'm saying?
Is it going to become an argument where like, play me, bro? Play me. Let's get on the sim. Let's play. But no, I don't know. I don't have anything to prove to people. I guess because I'm older. For those who don't know, me and Joey are like 10 years apart. I'm a little bit older, about a decade older. And it's just when I see them as children, right? Like whenever some kid's like, oh, you're not even good. Like you've never won anything. It's like, don't have to, but I'm still here and you're still listening to my video. It's like, have you heard that? For anyone who watches bowling, okay, there's a legendary bowler. His name slipped me. Hang on, I'll remember in a second. But he literally had this quote that said, "Love me or hate me, you watched, because that's all you could do." It's like, bro, he just killed him, man. He was cold for that.
David had a good quote too. It's like the people that like you and I are big sports fans, right? So like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
Like there's some like obviously like professional players that are now sports fans, commentators or analysts or something like that. But for like 99% of the time that like Sports Center has been out, it's been covered by people that didn't play in the NBA or didn't play in the NFL or and the MLB, and it's like you can not play at like the highest level, even though I have personally, because I've had the time to play in tournaments, like I've gotten my tops, right? But you can even if I never did, right? Even if I never played in the tournament, you can still know a lot about the game if you never played in a tournament. Like a lot of the coaches, Greg Popovich, I'm pretty sure didn't play in the NBA, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think about the what's the dude's name? The Miami Heat coach, Eric Spoelstra. Yeah, Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra was like a film. He literally was like a camera guy. Yeah, he was a camera guy. Yeah, a film guy. He was in the film room, and now he worked his way up to be a head coach. He's one of the greatest head coaches ever. So like people that are like people that did that to you, like that's disrespectful, bro. Because
it's not many, but every now and then they come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's out of line because it's like, guys, okay, like think of it like this. If it helps people like me too. I'll go to tournaments, and play against you or play against people who've done really well in tournaments. And if I beat you on the tournament, that like made my night. So I'm like, hey, now I know I'm like at least getting close.
Yeah.
Like I remember one night, I know I tilted Joe usually gets me, guys, for those who are wondering. But I know I tilted you that one night, Joey, when I got you with Black Yellow Linland when you were on Katakuri. Oh man.
Nah, when was that?
Dude. Remember you were like, oh, I didn't see that other 7-lin you had. I had like 2 7-lins and a smoker, dude.
Actually, hold on, guys.
You had
Vvtheory is a little cheater, bro. This dude like hid his, he hid his 7 cost like way to the side, and I had just enough to win, and like he like swung with it, and I was like, is that on the field?
No, if you remember what happened, you thought, oh, I'm gonna drop 10 win on VV right here because you had the even curve, and you remember that you had my number because I kept, for those wondering again, I was playing Black Yellow Linland like religiously. I was not playing anything else. That's all I was playing. And and at the time you were playing a lot of Katakuri. And I kept getting matched up to you. Like 3 tournaments in a row. And eventually I went to Odd Curve Black Yellow Linland. And dude, it did the trick, man. I think it caught you off guard. I know you're saying you didn't see the card,
No. It did good. It did good. I definitely did not see that card though also. Yeah. But
remember when you remember Cody, our buddy Cody Sutherland, who did really good. He topped in a tournament
with
back
Whitebeard?
in 03. Yeah, with Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Like remember, we had that case tournament. I go to that. I was able to beat him with Queen. It like made my day. I didn't win that tournament. I got top 8 in that tournament, but like that kind of stuff, like it just goes to show anyone who's at a certain level, they can go and compete and win at these big tournaments, but are they going to? Probably not. Like not everyone wants to go and do that. Not everyone wants to go through the stress. That's the big difference.
I was talking to Ryan about that the other day. I was like, you see these people on the Rank Simulator. I was actually just looking at the Rank Simulator stats myself. The person in first place has lost probably like 70 games or something like that, like 100 something games. But they've won more than they lost.
Like 300.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like if you are at a certain level, like anyone that is in that, like it's almost like a pyramid, right? So you have like like tiers of players, right? And once you hit like a certain level in that pyramid, if you are even close to them, like if you are like semi close to them, it's a 50-50 game. It's a complete 50-50 game. It
Yeah,
just depends on who draws well.
absolutely. It's especially when you're just playing the meta stuff like that. When you're just going super hard, like oh, you got the little triangle going on of meta. Anyone can beat anybody, man. And that's one thing I know. Maybe we should segue into that, talking about the complexity required to play One Piece at the highest level. It's a very one-dimensional game in a lot of aspects, where it's like, how can they make it more three-dimensional? How can they make it more two-dimensional, even? Before you get into three.
Well, they're
Like,
gonna have to make it more complex. Sorry to interrupt you, but they're gonna have to make it more complex. In terms of like, the things that hurt people the most is they're thinking about the game like it's black and white, but it's
right.
not. Like I was talking to somebody that I was coaching the other day, and he was like the best I've gotten was I got 33rd at like a regional, or it might have been a treasure cup, I'm not sure.
It's not
And
bad.
and I know that's not bad at all.
That's good. Yeah.
But his problem was he was not making the reads that you should make. Like for example,
Mm.
I would discard a 2K when he attacked for 5K, and he would be like, "Okay, let me attack for 7K."
7.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm like, you don't need to do that. Like,
yeah,
know for
I
a
just
fact.
gave you a 2K for a 5.
Yeah, so like just me discarding that 2K shows you that I don't have a 1K that either I don't have a 1K at all, or I don't have a 1K that I'm willing to give up. And if I'm playing Sakazuki, that's probably Rebecca, right? So like
right.
you can start like getting a gauge of what's in my hand. So most people don't think like that, right? And that's what really that's what like separates some of the like some people is like they think it's just like, okay, this game is all about, 10 Dawn, I have to play this character, I have to, do this win condition, I have to do this. But it's like the information that you gather in the beginning parts of the game, that's what sets you apart. It's like, okay, what are they going to do with that 10 Dawn? What are they going to do with that 8 Dawn? What are they going to do with that 6 Dawn? Based on what they're going to do, how can I position myself to play around what they're trying to do? And like that is the only really thing, like you said, that like it is a little black and white. Or I'm sorry, it is a little one-dimensional at times because the best players, they know those things. But like,
Oh, yeah.
there's not really a whole lot of like things at the highest level that can actually like separate even the great players from the best players. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
like that's my only thing right now is I'm not saying at all I'm the best player. I'm far from it according to every single ranking ever. Right?
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that I could beat any player at any time because once you get to a certain level, you can just win any game, right? Like it's
win.
it's just
Yeah.
it's just luck and whatever it is, right? But
Matchup.
if there was a way for like someone like Jonas, right, the guy who won Nats, or Jackson Huang, or Will to Win, or Cross AI, if there is a way to like separate themselves even further, I think they would find a way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, that's where like I think we talked about this one time. Just like I think I was at your house randomly, and we talked about it. What is it?
He said, Beam said, separate the men from the pirates. Yeah, straight up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Separate the Navy from the pirates. But yeah, it's like we were talking about one time. Like when it comes to Magic, of course, that's my roots, so that's why I know best. That game had a level of complexity because of timing. There were effects that you could just do, period, right? Like there was no like, oh, it's not my turn, so I can't do this, right? It was like, no, certain effects were instant cast, right? Or certain spells, they're called in that game, were instant. So it's like, oh, you're like, for example, can you imagine, Joey, if there was a card in One Piece, excuse me, where someone said, okay, I'm going to tap 10 and play Big Mom, and they said, okay, I'm going to tap 3 and counter it. The card's gone. Like you don't get the effect. And
Sounds
it's in
like
your
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
like
Magic.
Yu-Gi-Oh, straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, Magic has that, but it'll only be for 2 in that case. Or if it might even be for 1 if they're running. I think it's called Remove Soul. It's been a long time. Anyway, like cards like that don't quite exist in this game yet, and I don't know how they could incorporate them. Because there are timings on cards. You can see like your turn, when opponent attacks. There's like a timing interval on certain cards where it's like we need more stuff like that, and maybe we need a whole nother speed. Like there's main, there's counter. I think that's it. Main counter and opponent's turn or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think the only thing is Sugar. Sugar is like the only card that can like
Interact.
that can interact like that, I think. But I
Right.
don't we talked about this in the other podcast. I don't want this to turn into negate.org. You know what I'm saying? Like where like everyone's just fucking negating everything. Like I don't like that.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
the thing about One Piece, that the only really thing that like is hard for people to really understand in One Piece is like managing resources and sequencing, right?
Sequencing
Like
is
those
huge,
are
yeah.
the two things that like that kill everybody. Like I've reviewed so many games where dudes just like counter like the most random shit. I'm like, bro, why? Like, what are you doing? And like I've reviewed games where like dudes will legit like just like let everything die. And I'm like you're not getting value from that guy. It's like that, and then obviously I've reviewed games where people like just like play into Thunderbolt or they play into all this shit, and it's just like, dog, there's so many like that is hard to do, obviously, like getting to that point. But once you get to that point, we need another thing to like separate people, right? So I think maybe like we need to introduce like, oh man, I think like some type of like stage where like you can play around certain things, right?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last time, right?
Like I think the thing would be like, you know, a multi-use stage that's like, discard one card from hand or discard two cards from hand, negate the effect of something, right? Or negate a trigger or negate a bottom deck or something like that. And it's like,
Yep.
it's a heavy cost, but it like those two cards might actually come in handy if you use it incorrectly. Like if you trash 2K counters to like save a big mom and then they just attack into your life, like you just die, right? So like something like that would be like an extra thing of like managing resources and understanding like when to like let things go and when not to go, like when things don't go. I think that would be a good way to like increase the skill like complexity in the game. What do you think, and then what does chat think?
Right. Because one thing I want to say too on that is like, or even like forcing you to leave Dawn open. Like you said, resource management is a crazy important thing, but a lot of times you can just throw it on here, throw it on there, and just like win by chance. Or not by chance, but like haphazardly just correctly use your Dawn and just run them over. Everyone's trying to use all their Dawn to the fullest potential every turn, and that's just offensively, unless you're running like purple green Dofi, obviously, where you get 2 untap every turn. But like, see, that's what I think that the game needs, is more events that are meaningful and that are impactful on your opponent's side.
I'm happy you said that, actually, because I think I talked to Small Hat Crew about that, and Yoda said, "Good work, guys. One Piece One Piece hype is lit. I'm gonna need some lessons soon. Hit me up, buddy. I got you." And then Byron said, "Do you think using that would negate for the turn, or it would be a one time?" I think maybe even per turn would be fine, because if it discards 2 cards, like there's not many times you can use it. What do you think?
I would say I would just rework instead of trashing 2. I'd have it be like, play this stage out so they know it's there, so even they can kind of play around it theoretically.
Exactly.
And then you'd have to pay 2 to crack it. I think maybe once, because that would be strong if it's for the rest of the game. That'd be really strong.
Yeah,
but you could play another one. You can still play another one.
Yeah, but what if it's like every time you use it, you have to trash 2 cards?
Yeah, I mean
that's what I'm saying. The balance would be
as long as we get that card that we're talking about.
I think that would be good. And
yes.
And real quick regarding the more versatile events, I was talking to somebody, I think it was Small Hat Crew, about it, and Chris, and I was like, the only way Blurple Crocodile will ever be good is if events did more than just counterattacks, right? Whether events would be like, like if your opponent would, on a, let's say on play, when your opponent like plays a character, his next character costs 2 more, and like that event costs 1 Dawn or something like that, right?
Or tap their Dawn down or something.
Or tap their Dawn or something like that. That would like be like, okay, if I use this one like at the wrong time, like it just doesn't do shit, right? So that gives you like a knowledge, like, okay, this is what he's gonna do in this turn. I need to counter out this, or like an event that'd be like that's like, obviously, like I said, the negate, like trash 2, negate a trigger, negate a whatever it is, do negate a bomb deck, or just any type of event that doesn't have to be on attack, because all the events right now are so easy to play around. Because like if someone has, if Whitebeard has 5 cards in hand and they have 5 Dawn up, if I just keep attacking for 6K, it doesn't matter if those events are 4K counters. They're just going to get rid of them regardless. I'm going to attack 6, and they're going to, 2K. I'm going to attack 6. They're going to 1K. I'm going to attack 6. They're going to Rad Beam 6. Rad Beam. Like it's so easy to play around these. The only people that fall for that are the people that like don't know how to play against like decks that have events, which is why I think Grape Dofi was so good. Is because like you would just run into people and be like would not play around Spiderweb, or they wouldn't play around Punk Gibson, and they would just lose. You know what I'm saying? And it's but like the best players, they don't fall for it's not that falling for it, but they won't let you get the most value out of it.
Yeah, because eventually you do have to swing in, right? Like you're saying, there's just, you have to interact with them in some way. But I do wish events were a little more meaningful, because I feel like back in, I guess it was set 2. What do they say?
Boromage, he's speaking, or Boroman. Is This is Brian. Boro man, are you Brian, by the way? But he said people who aren't prepared against triggers have never played Hearthstone and gone against Secret Mage. Secret Mage was my deck, bro. I loved Secret Mage, bro. Secret Mage was the shit, dude. And then David said forgetting Officer Agents. Like, dude, Officer Agents doesn't do shit. And then Bonk said if we make it to be something like a 1-cost stage, since that's what we have for removal right now, trash stage and do some crazy costs, then yeah. Yeah, so if we make it a 1-cost stage and then like there's like cards to like KO the stage, that's totally
Tempest
fine.
Kick.
Yeah, like
Tempest Kick, Sky Slicer.
but that's like the only card that can like KO a stage really. There's like maybe like a couple more, but it's usually on trigger. But like like exactly like you said, just to repeat just real quick, it's like we do need something that isn't a counter that's also an event. Because that's the one thing I think holding a lot of these decks back is like they might be able to play events like Grape Dofi, but those events are just like kind of useless.
And I wish there was more. So one big difference I've noticed between most card games, honestly, and One Piece is like I feel like One Piece's characters are too all encompassing. Like I was talking about removal the other day, and someone talked to me about it on my and someone called me out in one of my videos. They were like, I thought you wanted more removal in the game. It's like, well, yeah, I wanted more event removal, not like like, hey, we'll just make every character removal. So it gets to the point where it's like, why even run events? Because if every character you have has some incredibly powerful effect, like Lucci, right? Lucci's going to do a semi board clear, and then you have cards like Mihawk. You have cards like, let me think of the deck. Borsalino, the 7-cost, the blue 7-cost. You have all these incredibly powerful characters that are also removing bodies. Well, yeah, why would you run events unless it's something literally broken like Houndblaze?
So I actually disagree with you on that. Well, Houndblaze is broken. Houndblaze is unfair. I think.
I was gonna say, you can't
no. Houndblaze. We talked about this already. Houndblaze should have been banned. Like I think that card's ridiculous. But I disagree with you on that. And the fact is, like, I don't think One Piece cards are encompassing enough. Like, there's so many cards that just like on their own don't do shit. But honestly, sometimes that's fine. Like for example, like 9-cost Yamato really doesn't do anything. Like it just gains a life. Like the KO effect is so rarely actually going to hit a valuable target that like it just doesn't matter what it hits, right? The only like actual removal that we have is Lucci, but Lucci can only like pop stuff in combination with other cards that are actually useful. Because if Lucci was in like a blue deck, for example, killing a 2 and a 1 is terrible. You would never run that card ever. But because Lucci can, you can manipulate cost with black, and obviously there's like good cards that can do it for like efficient Dawn. That's why some of these cards are good. But on their own, I don't think any card other than there's like 5 cards in this game that are actually impactful on their own, and it's usually like the higher drops. The only exception is 7-cost Ace. 7-cost Ace might be the most impactful character in the game in terms of cost and what it does. Like it can clear the board. It can clear the board. It has rush. Like it's just good. It's just fucking a good card, right? But like the cards that are like the most impactful in the game are like 10-cost Dofi, 7-cost Ace, 10-cost Big Mom. Like what other character on its own is that impactful? I don't think there's a whole lot.
Well, but that's the thing. Like nothing on its own is impactful, other than Ace is absolutely insane, like we were saying. But like even Tinlin by itself, okay, you play it and I just run you over next turn. You know what I mean? Like Dofi has to have the characters tapped even, or it's just hitting your leader. But like I think so. I think a lot of cards are like 7-cost Borsalino. I think is absolutely fire. Mihawk by himself. Now he is higher. They're higher cost, like you're saying. but we're
but they're not like impactful though. Like if someone drops a 7-cost Borsalino, I'm like, damn, that sucks. Anyway, like for me at least, I don't know. Like you could have a completely different opinion. That's okay. But like I feel like a lot of the cards that I play, I'm like, damn, like this really doesn't do a whole lot on its own. Like even look at Vivi. Like Vivi has access to like some of the best like impactful cards. It has access to like Sanji. It has access to all the rush characters. It has access to like all of these cards, but like on their own, they don't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it doesn't have access to Ace really, because it doesn't get. I mean, I guess you could give it Rush.
No, it doesn't have access to Ace, but it has access to everything else. It has access to Zoro, Luffy, 10-cost Luffy, Sanji, Mihawk, Shanks. It has access to like a lot of these like really good cards, like you said, Borsalino, Red Rock. They can even search for Red Rock too, but it just feels like all these cards on their own don't do anything. Real quick, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something about that?
No. No.
Okay, real quick, I actually had a really good idea based on someone in the chat just said Beams.
What is it?
Beam said if Vivi watched One Piece, he would understand all the characters are getting hockey and have the ability to KO. That is another really good idea about adding a skill complexity to this game. Is
Add
if
hockey as a new
add
type.
hockey
Yeah.
as a new type, where like certain characters you could only kill them with like a hockey dawn attached to it, right? And and also make there could be like a raid mechanic as well. You know, if for those of you guys who played what is it arena, what is it the new game, it's
Union Arena.
Union Arena, the game I played at Nats. Union Arena has a raid mechanic where it's like, you know, if you do this thing, then you can like level up your character, similar to like what Dragon Ball Z does with their leaders, right? Like, you know, once you take a certain amount of life, you could like fucking Super Saiyan or something. What if we had that, but like, you know, we have cards in the deck, kind of like the Germa cards, right? Where it's like, you know, instead of Dawn minusing, if I can complete this, like, oh, yo, like quests in Hearthstone, like quests, straight up like quests. Like this card, it's like kill 2 characters, play this card from your deck, right? But it would be like kind of a weak card. So you're like, okay, how do I make this card impactful? Like, do I have to spend my entire like game plan boosting up this character to kill 2 characters? Or, you know, is there like a more efficient way to do it? Like that's a good mechanic, like a quest or a raid system, or, I think that, or hockey. I think those are all really good ideas to like make the game a little bit more intricate. What do you guys, what do you think? And then obviously what does chat think?
Yeah, definitely. Anything to add more levels of complexity to the game, because, like I was saying, one of my biggest problems playing the game right now is it feels very one-dimensional. You know, win or lose, that doesn't feel good. You know, it doesn't feel good when it's just like, well, yeah, I just run this guy over. You know, and it's one of those things where like hockey would be really interesting, the hockey concept, because, like, speaking from a game design standpoint, like alone, there's a lot of ways you could go about that. It could kind of be like an equipment type of thing. You could put on a character where it's attached to them. If that character dies, then it goes away. It goes to the trash with them.
Yeah.
And they'd probably have to balance it where if you bounce the character, it actually goes to the trash still. Like you don't get it back.
I'm cool with like a weapon, like side deck almost, like where it's like, okay, you bring one weapon with you and you can use that weapon one time. And it's like, you know, obviously it can be like a devil fruit too or something like that. But like, you know, based on like it, and that is where like deck building comes in handy, where it's like, okay, based on this deck, what weapon or devil fruit is the best for this moment, right? And it could be like, you know, attach this weapon to this character. This character cannot be removed from the field by effects.
So I had an idea one time, like in one of my videos where I talked about, you know how there's attributes at the top left of every card or top right of every card. So my thought was this: any character that is a slash character can equip a weapon, like you're saying. Any character that was a special character could equip a devil fruit.
Yeah.
And then any character that was a strike character could equip a hockey. And that was like,
did you make that video before? I'm sorry, I don't think I saw that one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Dude, not many people liked it. It only had like 100 views. Like it did not go off very well. I think because the thumbnail was trash, to be honest. But I'll link it to you after this. Like the thumbnail was not good. Straight up, it was bad. But yeah. But I mean, like, I guess just one more thing I thought about just earlier, talking about the removal. I like removal in the game. I don't want there to be a misunderstanding. Like, I think there should be removal in the game.
Always.
I just don't like the way One Piece is doing it. And I feel like it's becoming so character centric that there's almost, I mean, how many events do you run other than in a Sakazuki deck? You know what I mean?
And in terms of like counter events, most decks don't even, like, the only decks that ran counter events were like green and red. It was like Punk Gibson, obviously, like with like Doflamingo, and then you play, and then there was like one cost events like Rad Beam or Guard Point or something like that. So other than that, like most people didn't even play like Judgment of Hell is a good event, but like 90% of decks didn't play it. Like Purple Luffy doesn't play Judgment of Hell. They don't even really play Blast Breath. They usually, I mean, some of them play Blast Breath, but most of them just play the Jet Gatling. So like,
And I will admit that a lot of the characters I was talking about, like that KO, they do require cost reduction. I do admit to that. Like even Kaku from CP9, Lucci, like you said, you know, Sakazuki doesn't get played anymore because you have to trash a card with it. But Gadatsu, there's a lot of cards that KO. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't know. I hate that it's on bodies. That's one of my biggest gripes with the game is when it's on a body. I'm okay when it's on a huge body. Like Mihawk makes sense to me because you're playing 9 for it. It has to be something, impactful when you play it. Like we've talked about that before. I 100% agree. Big characters need to have an impact when they come down, or there's no point in playing them. You know what I mean?
Roberto
But
said, "I love you
yeah.
guys," and then Pector said, "What's up, guys? We love
What's
you
up,
too."
guys?
And then,
Oh
"What's
yeah.
up, man?" Um, yeah, no, dude. And then Michael said they should definitely make more use of the attributes. They definitely should. And the good thing is, like, and Boroman said, you want awakening effects for leaders. Not necessarily. I'm just saying, like, what I want.
That'd be
What
interesting,
I
though.
want is like it's totally okay for the game since it's new to not be too complex. But we're talking about in the future if we wanted to like go to that next level to like make it maybe a little bit more complex so like the best players in the world can really like be the best players in the world, because right now it's like we were just talking about it where like there's like probably like 5,000 players in the world right now that are like close enough in skill level to like be able to beat any of those 5,000 players, but there's not enough ways to separate the best of those 5,000 players
From the
into like
pack.
from the
Yeah.
pack, right? To make it like if they're if like let's say like everyone is like a 98, right? There needs to be a way to like make somebody like 100 out of 100 out of 100 instead of a 98 out of 100. And that's
Right.
what we're talking about. So, it doesn't have to be awakened leaders. It doesn't have to be quests. It doesn't have to be, like a weapon system where like, you could have one in your deck that like, you could equip at any time, and that, when you use it is obviously like when you see fit, but like something in the future. And it could be attributes too. It could be, logias. It could be what logias are a type of, I don't know if you know what that is, James.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it could be
For
something.
devil fruit.
Yeah. But like, I would like this game to be a little bit more complex in the way that like,
Me too.
yeah, in the way that it operates, because I think I'm a pretty good player, and I want to be able to be like, yo, like, you saw how I just used that secret right there. You saw how I hit that. You saw how I built my deck to get this quest out super early. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to like take pride in that and like make videos about that, because I think that's a really interesting mechanic.
Me too. And I was even one time I tell me what you think about this, Joey. Still on the same topic of like changing different like dynamics of the game, or even alternate win conditions. I think they did Nami wrong. I don't think they should have done that. I think they should have done something. They should have made a Nico Robin leader, excuse me, where you're basically assembling Exodia. You see what I'm saying? But it's with the poneglyphs, and it's like that should be her entire thing. As like, okay, you have 5 of these in your deck, just for the sake of what we're doing, because there's 5 character slots, for the sake of game balance. Like you have to get to 5, and I guess it kind of makes sense if you look at the little symbol, the little world government symbol. That'd be fine. But you could have these 5 poneglyphs in your deck, and your whole idea is like it could literally say this leader cannot even attack your opponent's life. The only way for you to win, you know how like Nami says, if you were Mill, you'd win. Like, okay, this leader cannot attack life or cannot win by attacking your whatever. However they need to word that.
Whatever to make it like somewhat balanced.
Right.
I would root for that though. So I don't like Nami because it's not interactive. But and like it's not fun to play against.
Excuse me.
But like Exodia was always fun to play against, because you're
So
like,
cool.
does he have it? Is he gonna get it? You know what I'm saying? Like Exodia, like I don't hate alternate win conditions, but I hate them in One Piece. But like
Sure.
there's alternate win conditions in Hearthstone that were funny. Like
Yeah.
like the Warlock, where it was like if you mill your deck out, then like your opponent, it does like 30 damage to your opponent or something like that. That was funny too. But yeah, I don't hate alternate win conditions. But if they were like a poneglyph system, that's a really really good idea with Robin, and like your whole thing was like drawing them.
Right.
That would be pretty fucking, and they would have like no counter either. That would be pretty funny, bro. Like I would
That'd be really cool.
I'd be like,
Imagine, like, a
oh,
circle.
she has the poneglyph, bro. That would be so lit, bro.
That would be amazing. And then that would also be another thing that would influence you to build your leader around having some counters, because you can't military out against them. You can't out aggro them. I mean, you'd still be able to fight their board. Like we were saying, they would have to word the leader in a certain way where he, it can attack the board, but not the leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But I think that'd be really cool, just because I do like alternate win conditions. I got to talk about L5R. Okay, back in the day, my Legend of the Five Rings game, there were 5 win conditions in that game. You could out military them. That's just like aggro win, just run them over. You could dishonor your opponent. That was my specialty. It's like a burn deck. and then you could out honor your opponent where you gain a certain amount of life, you just win the game. And then there was a enlightenment, you get the 5 rings, you win. And the 5th one was, it never really ever panned out. There was an event where you could win the game, but that one was like that was magical Christmas land if you thought you were going to pull that one off.
But that's what's fun though, is like pulling something like that off. Yeah, like I think that's cool. Like a lot of people think that I don't like alternate win conditions. It's not true. I just don't think Nami's like a fun deck to play against. Because like if Nami was like, I don't even know how they can make Nami like not fucking like a snooze bet. What?
You ready? Limit the amount of events you can run in a deck to like 15.
You
can't have any more.
If Nami, if she could only win, if they played like with like attacking with Zeph and Usopp or something like that, that would totally be fine.
Absolutely. I think now you can interact.
Yeah, because now I'm like, okay, I can save the counter for this. Like I'm not gonna let her mill out. I gotta, whatever. I gotta, whatever it is. But the way Nami is now is so fucking boring, bro. Like I can't even imagine how people find that fun to play. That is so like, I just don't get it, bro. I really don't.
I like it only from a like almost like a contrarian standpoint where it's like, all right, I'm gonna do this just to ruin someone's night. That's how that goes.
That's what it is. That's totally, bro, like that's totally okay in like online games, because I've done that so many times. I've literally like logged into League of Legends and like I picked like Fiddlesticks top, which I don't know. You don't play League, do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you do play.
I played League for like years, man.
Okay, yeah. I played League for years too. I would pick like Fiddlesticks top, or I'd go like Jarvan mid, which didn't. There was a point where it was like okay, but sometimes it wasn't. Or I'd go like Sin. What?
Shaco support.
Shaco support. It's like troll shit. Like you can do that and like ruin someone's night online because it's funny because you don't know those people. Yeah. But if you go to a card shop and you're purposely trying to like piss people off,
and there's no anonymity.
Those are your friends. Like those are your friends, and you're like purposely like pissing them. Like what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, like what, like do you not want to have friends? Like of course you can play Nami, but like you can do anything in the world, but people are gonna fucking hate you for it. Like. It's like
I was that Nami player in Legend of the Five Rings. The Scorpion Dishonor decks, I was that guy. People hated playing against me. And that deck was good too. It was not, I mean, Nami's good too in the right hands, right? But yeah, it's true, man. I learned the hard way. That was back when I first got into
and I guarantee people hated playing against you, right? They also didn't like they probably didn't like you either, yeah.
No, they did not like me.
Because the thing is, and let's read some of these comments and then we'll get back to it real quick.
Yeah, I gotta put my glasses on.
It said Ghost Cleanse Nunu mid. Yeah, literally. ADC Urgot was an interesting time. ADC Mordekaiser. ADC Mordekaiser was also an interesting time too. Then Gragas ADC. Swear to God, bro, like trolls. You can do all the troll shit in League of Legends. But no, there's an association thing too. It's like Chris for a long time, and like he knows, like him and I, like we feud to this day because like he pissed me off so much. But he would literally go to these tournaments with Nami, and everyone obviously hated playing against it. Like everyone was like, bro, that's so not fun. Like of course there's like 1 or 2 people who are like, oh, that's so funny, ha ha ha. You milled your deck. But like 99%.
Which one is Chris?
Chris is the short guy that stopped playing because he like made Nami for like 3 sets in a row.
Oh. Okay.
He was the one that like got like super pissed when like people would win, basically.
Yeah, I won't talk too much on that, but remember, he was the guy I told you about that I always had a real problem with in the case tournament when I was playing Queen.
Oh yeah.
He was playing Nami,
yeah,
and he got so for those who don't know the story, it was going to be a top 8 split. Everyone's walking out with a box. Okay, yeah. Seems good, right? Let's go. We've been here for 6 hours. We just want to go home now.
Yeah.
And they went from first, second, third, fourth, all the way down to 8th place. Everyone's like, I'll take this split. I'll take the split. I'll take the split. He was 8th place. So he knew what everyone above him wanted to do. And he said, I want to play. So we had to play. He lost in the first round.
Yeah, good.
And got run over by a Katakuri. Triple big mommed him. Later, nerd. It was,
good.
Yeah. I had a real problem with him ever since then. I don't hold grudges, but that guy pissed me off.
No, but like he would show up with Nami, and obviously like people hate playing against Nami, so like they're not like if they know for a fact they're gonna run into you every week and you're playing something that like obviously like makes them mad, people aren't gonna like you. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like
not complicated.
Yeah. So like I don't even know where I'm really going with that, but like he would wonder, like he'd be like, why does everyone hate Nami? It's because it's not fun to play against, and every time we play against you, it's like the same bullshit over and over again. So
I said later, nerd. Someone
Yeah.
quoted me over there. Let's
Yeah,
go.
straight up, bro. Later, nerd, bro. Like
Yeah.
when so he beat me. So I don't know if you know this or not, but I was playing Rebecca in that case tournament, and
Yeah.
I was 4-1 heading into the last round with Rebecca, and I played against a fucking Nami in my final round, and he beat me, bro. Because obviously it's fucking Rebecca. Rebecca.
You
Yeah.
can't beat Nami with Rebecca, dude.
No, I
No.
can't. My leader can't even attack. And
No.
so like he that was like the last time I talked to him. I'm like, bro, like it is just a game at the end of the day. But like if I actively don't enjoy playing against you for like months straight, and like you just leave me with like a bad taste in my mouth, like I'm gonna start resenting you. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you
We're
get
just humans, man.
yeah,
We're
it's like
just
if you get in
humans.
an argument with someone every day, or I'm sorry, like every week for like 6 months. It's like obviously you're not gonna fucking like that person, you know?
No.
And that's why he quit. Is like he like doesn't have a community anymore because people don't like playing against him anymore. And that's what happens when you play bullshit.
That's it. Yeah. And see, like, if I would ever play it, it would have only been for like 1 or 2 nights kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, 1 or 2 tournaments where it's like, okay, that was cool. I tried it. Because, remember, I even came up there with Red Green Law. That is not my deck, dude. Red Green Law. I didn't think I was going to do well with it. I just did okay. But it was like, I'm just going to try this just because I want to play the deck. That's it. But then after that, it's like, okay, back to what I do. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like,
yeah, like obviously on occasion it's fun. It's totally fun.
Yeah.
But obviously they can fix it if they made it. Like I would not have a problem with Chris at all. If they would just make Nami like actually fun to play against. Like I wouldn't have a problem at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, like we were saying, yeah, if they would like cut events down to like 10 per deck or maybe 15 max per deck, then I feel like that would not even be that bad. Like that'd be like, okay, this is an enjoyable matchup where I can actually interact and okay, I gotta shut down the Zeph, I gotta shut down the Belmir, I gotta watch out for Usopp. He has a rush Usopp, stuff like that. That'd be freaking cool.
That'd be totally fine, bro. I would literally not. I would actually probably play Nami a couple times because I'd be like, oh, this is fun.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Living Dream Aquatic said I'm starting to hate playing against Reiju with all the interactions, and it takes forever for their turns.
It's tedious.
I will say, Reiju is kind of annoying to play against, but it's still at least interactive in my opinion. So I hate how they just have like infinite fucking counter. That's the only thing I don't like about Reiju. Because it's like, it's not like other decks where like your best cards, if they're 1k counters, you're going to play them. So they're technically not counters. That deck is like, these cards are counters, but you can also play them from the trash. So like if you counter with them, it's like free. You know what I'm saying? It's a free counter. So like, bro, by the time you get them to 4 life, I'm sorry, by the time you get them to 3 life, they've already drawn probably 15 cards. Like,
At least.
Straight up, bro. Straight up, yeah.
Because when they hit that first Reiju, they're going through 3 cards.
Yeah.
Because leader effect +2 NS, yeah, and their little stage, man. Their stage. Anytime I play against a Reiju, they have stage in hand. They're starting off with stage in hand like every single game.
I will say if you get stage in hand turn 1, that deck does hit a power spike. I think that deck is mid, like straight up. I think it's mid, but like getting stage, bro, like Sakazuki like can't beat Reiju if they get stage turn 1. Because, like, bro, if they go second and then they get stage turn 1 and they're able to get, like, the 7-cost Reiju out, or I'm sorry, the 7-cost, what is it, Ichiji is his name? The rusher?
Ichiji. Yeah.
Ikiji? Bro, like, dude, they have, like, no answer for that for, like, 3 turns. And you're just constantly, like, beating the shit out of them while they're doing it. It's actually pretty good. Yoda asked what we think of Red Purple Law.
Oh, baby.
Red Purple. So
I'll be playing some Red Purple Law and EV01 guys. I might play an OP06 a little bit, but EV01 for sure.
So I don't know if Phantom Dark is still in the. No, you're good. I don't know if Phantom Dark is still in the chat, by the way. But he asked me what my favorite leader was like a month ago, and I said it was Red Purple Law, because he is the most fun.
I remember
deck.
you saying that.
He is the most interesting deck to play because not only are you dealing with removing your own Dawn, but you're also dealing with removing your characters. And you have to really balance, like, okay, do I counter this? Do I even attack this turn? What characters do I play here? Do I even use my leader effect here? There's a lot of interactions you have with Red Purple Law that make them so fucking fun to play. So I love that deck. I think obviously there's some issues with it going into decks like Perona that can just stomp it to the ground.
And L can stall pretty good.
Yeah, even Gecko Moria, Gecko Moria is really good into it too. So it's yeah, dude, like I can barely beat Gecko with Law. Even if I start really good. I have a video coming out tomorrow, me grinding the rank simulator, and I literally messed up a turn and didn't even play a blocker, and he wasn't able to kill me with Gecko. Yeah.
I agree with Dustpan, by the way. He said Red Purple Law is okay in OP06, but in EV01, it is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get Kid and Killer in the mix and you have your Bon Clays, That's nice.
Like
That's a good time,
Bond
buddy.
Clay. So like what we've been playing to replace Bond Clay is Ain from the starter deck.
Yep.
And Bond Clay is like 50 times better than Ain. Like not only is he a 1k counter, he also ramps. And then if you have a 9 cost on the or 9k on the board, he's a 9k body. It's ridiculous, bro. Of course he's fragile. You know, he's at 1k the next turn. But like you don't have to attack with them. Like you can and also if you attack with them, you can very well just block. You know what I'm saying? Like you usually have like a queen or a Shariah or you know or a what is it called? A 5 cost kid on the board.
Law.
So like
even if some people are running the purple law, the one that trash.
So and you could protect him. You know what I'm saying? So like it's scary. Like that deck is really good. I also think Odin is pretty good too. The new red green Odin. Yeah.
Yep. I don't think it's been figured out yet though. Like I've seen a lot of people mess with it and it can go off. Like 'cause it has those really good 5 cost 7Ks. Those 5 cost 7Ks are disgusting in that deck.
What deck?
And red green law. It's got the 5 cost 7K Ezo, I think it's called, and 5 cost 7K.
Are people playing that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Because the 5 cost Ezo is meant for red green law. Like it's meant for that leader. Because it gives him a dawn. It just straight gives him a dawn to like turn on his effect. And that thing is huge.
But what would you cut for that?
Wait. Were we talking about red green Odin or red green law? What do you mean?
You said red green law. Like red green law's deck list is already
Odin.
pretty tight.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Odin.
I was gonna say like what are you gonna play that with like in law? Like what are you gonna cut for that?
Yeah. I meant red green Odin because that's what you were originally talking about.
What makes Odin good too is like it's not like Ace, where Ace only can use counters when you attack into his life for events. Yeah. Odin, every card, even if they're attacking into characters, is also a counter.
A 2K, man, is crazy.
It's not a 2K, it's a 1K, but still. Yeah, like now you're
1K.
Yeah, now you're Okiku's, like your Punk, dude, like even like something like Punk Gibson. Well, actually, I think it's just Wano characters, right?
Because I was thinking like when you swing into the leader, you know, he goes to 6K, right? If you have the 7Ks down or whatever it is, or what is it? What turns on his 6K where he's 6K?
If he has a 7K body on the board.
That's what it is. Yeah,
I don't think you need a Dawn attached to him either, do you? Or you do?
I don't know. That's a good question. But either way, once he's at 6K, yeah, I think he does. I believe he does have to have a Dawn attached because you end up swinging for 7K.
Okay, yeah.
And then you're 6K on your opponent's turn. So then when you trash your little 1K from hand that's not even a 1K, it ends up being like a 2K because your guy's at 6,000 power. Yeah. It's so good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to wrap up. I don't know if you
man.
I was gonna say we've been going for like an hour and a half. Any questions in the chat before we get out of here, guys? Well, I mean, we could probably do this again next week if you want.
Absolutely, yeah. If they want to do it, for sure. You know, like you're saying, we wanted to see how me and Joey were seeing how you guys liked the live chat versus, you know, the way we did last time pre-recording it. But yeah, I like the live chat, man. I like the interacting. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun too. Maybe at worst we can do like every other week and maybe like do like a one non-live, one live. But this has been fun. Yeah, if you guys like this, then definitely we can do this more because we're just chilling, bro. Literally, I mean, we're just talking. So
yep.
Live is better. Okay, live chat is cool. All right, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. Vvtheory, thanks for coming with me, buddy. Thanks for being on the channel with me. I appreciate you. You know I love you. I'll see you Friday.
Always a pleasure. Oh yeah, you know it. I might be playing OP05, but yeah, I'll be there.
I think I might be playing Perona. I'm not sure. Nice. If I have the cards, I might play Gecko as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take it easy. See ya.